The Punisher's back, baby. What's going on, guys? I'm Chris, and welcome back to another video. So today I'm talking about The Punisher One Last Kill. I was able to see it early. This is my honest review of the special. That's right, this is not a show, this is not a movie, it is a Marvel Disney Plus special presentation. We've gotten the Guardians Holiday Special, Werewolf by Night. We now have the Punisher special, and I'm going to give you my thoughts on this thing. Before I do, hit that like button, comment down below your thoughts on this as it is out now to watch for everyone, and of course, subscribe to that notification bell to help reach my goal of 200,000 subscribers here on the channel. It will mean quite a bit. Before I dive into my pros and cons, I want to say I adore the Punisher TV show. I've seen it. I've also seen the Daredevil show, of course, and Born Again. My review of Born Again Season 2 is linked up above, but I just think Jon Bernthal's Frank Castle is the most compelling character to come out of the Netflix Marvel run. I am more compelled by him than Matt Murdock. Like, I feel a deeper connection to this character, and I think Bernthal just owns the role so much that I'm more invested and feel like I get more from him anytime he's on a screen. In fact, when he's in Born Again Season 1, I feel like he steals the show. So going into this special, I just wanted more of that. And I can confidently say Bernthal cements himself as the Punisher in this 44-minute special. I think it's like 48 minutes technically, but the credits roll before then. Regardless, he owns it. There are a few scenes early on where he's just breaking down, weeping, and you can't help but feel for the man. He had me on the brink of tears with his incredible acting, and this is no surprise. Time and time again, he's delivered. And I'm willing to sit here and say, from the bottom of my heart, with all sincerity, that Bernthal's Punisher is one of the best performances in the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe. I don't even know if that's really debatable. Like, it's award-worthy, in my opinion, especially in this little glimpse we get of it here. But this, of course, is a special that focuses solely on this character. He's in a really dark place mentally, and so this entire special kind of shines a light on mental health struggles and overcoming some dark demons that not only Punisher has, but that kind of we all can experience at some points in our life to varying degrees. Everyone has their struggles, but this special is kind of serving as a reminder to say, hey, you got to keep fighting, you got to keep swimming, because there's life to live out there. There's always someone that you can help out. No matter what you're going through, can always brighten someone's day, and you really don't even realize the impact you have on those around you. It felt almost It's a Wonderful Life in a sense. It doesn't follow those plot devices, but thematically, it's like, I actually can make the world a better place, and my presence can elevate someone's day, and I might never even know. That's kind of how I view elements of this special personally. But when you get something Punisher related, you expect action, and damn does this deliver. In fact, if you're a fan of the John Wick franchise, this will be right up your alley. I was sitting there going, this is like John Wick 2. Oh my gosh, it's like John Wick 3. Plot-wise, it actually follows similar beats, as I won't say why or how, but people are coming after Jon Bernthal's Punisher. Essentially, a bounty's been put on the man, so he's got to take out a ton of dudes in a bad area of New York, and they're all coming for blood. He's not only got to protect himself, but innocent people who live around him, and it just turns into basically a John Wick-level action extravaganza, not only with the amount of action, but the violence associated with it. There are some creative kills. You get to see Punisher wielding about 5 different versions of guns. He's rocking people with an axe, with a metal bat. He's taking blows left and right. It is what you want out of the Punisher, and I was eating it up. I was really invested. I thought the music choices, whether that's a soundtrack or certain elements of the score, really fit and accompanied some of these scenes well. So it's like high throttle action for almost half of this special, and the other half is like really deep character work, giving us even more depth into Bernthal's version of this character. Of course, if you've seen the Punisher show, you know the details. You know how tragic Frank Castle's backstory is, where he lost his entire family, and he carries around that guilt for the death of his family and misses his family. So he's grieving, but he also feels responsible for their loss, and that's explored here as you get like a really moving scene when he goes to his family's graves. Like, that really hits you right in the feels and displays Bernthal's acting. But on the complete opposite end, you get to see him kicking ass, going full-on John Wick, Jason Bourne, you name it. Frank Castle's Punisher, I would put him in one of those like battle royales. You see those things going around on Twitter where it's like, which action hero wins? I'm putting Frank Castle's name in the conversation as someone who could go toe-to-toe with a John Wick, if you want my honest opinion. But with the mental health side of things, we see Frank having interactions with people who aren't really even there in front of him. Like, he is having conversations with Curtis, who's from Punisher, with other characters that I think fans will be happy to see, one in particular. And so if you're a fan of this character and, you know, previous iterations of him in Marvel, you will enjoy what's presented here for sure. But this does have a TVMA rating, which means R essentially, and I was shocked at how bloody and violent it really got. I am struggling to think of any other MCU project that's more R-rated than this. I guess Deadpool and Wolverine would be an example because there's a lot of violence there, but this is comparable to that in terms of the blood, the violence. This is a lot more gritty and realistic, whereas that could get cartoonish with Deadpool and Wolverine, of course, because it's Deadpool by nature. But here, there's like some serious damage being done, and I'm like, yeah, this is, again, I hate to keep beating a dead horse here, and I'm sure everyone else who's reviewing this is saying the same thing. It's John Wick straight up in the MCU for 44 minutes.
I'm thinking I'm back.
Big takeaway for me is that we need more of this character. I don't want to just see the Punisher show up in Spider-Man or just show up in Daredevil. I think he deserves another series, just like he had, or a movie. And I hope this almost serves as proof of that, right? I hope their fans respond well. I hope Disney looks at this and says, hey, Bernthal's Punisher is a special character, and we need more of him. In fact, a Punisher movie would sell because you could make it for not a lot of money, and you could do something really awesome with it. Now, maybe the character's at a point where you can't keep retreading things, kind of get into some of my cons, and that's what's stopping them from doing more with him, because at this point, they have rehashed a lot with his arc, okay? Through 2 seasons of The Punisher, through his appearances in Daredevil, through now this special, it does feel like we're kind of rehashing and retreading major plot beats and character moments for Frank, where we all are aware he has a traumatic backstory and he's grieving, and how's he going to get over the hump? He's been in low places and down in the dumps before. How's he going to get out of that? You can only do that so many times, and so it doesn't have the freshest, I guess, arc for Frank. You've kind of seen it before, but I want more of it. I want them to evolve this character and take him to new heights. There are tons of stories they can tell with him, and I think he's more than just a supporting man. I think this is proof he's a leading man, a leading superhero who commands the screen and deserves not only another special, but his own show or maybe movie. So yeah, the special's a bit redundant in that sense, but I also thought it was on the shorter side. I wanted more. When the credits were, I was like, man, I could have watched another hour and a half of this. So that's a takeaway for me, is this could have been a 4 to 6 episode miniseries, or it could have even been, like I was saying, its own movie. I don't know how much money Marvel would want to pour into that, but I would have sat there and watched a 2.5 hour special or a 2-hour movie, whatever you want to label it as. I just wanted more. What we got was awesome. I thought it was great and well executed, but I could have had a lot more. I felt like I got half the meal. I wanted the full thing. You know what I'm saying? Bernthal's Punisher is just such a treat on screen. It did balance the character moments, the emotional, heavy, somber moments with the badass, high-powered action scenes, but I could have used more on both fronts in that sense. And I kind of feel that way about Werewolf by Night also. There's 2 specials where I'm like, those could have been bigger projects. And so that is my big bummer here, is as much as I enjoyed this, I wanted more. I don't know if that's a pro or a con even. I guess it's kind of a compliment to what we ended up getting delivered, but I could have watched this, again, for another hour and a half, no problem. So my big takeaway with Punisher One Last Kill is Bernthal is absolutely electric, and we need more of him in projects, not just as a sideman. This accompanies what we've seen from this character, gives us even more depth to him. It's a bit of a rehash and repetitive in that sense, but Bernthal's such a powerhouse actor. I mean, I'd be shocked if you watched this and didn't have some tears swelling in your eyes at times, just because of his line deliveries and how absolutely electric he is on screen. But if you want the action, you're getting that. High-powered, bloody, brutal, violent, all that jazz. We need more of the Punisher in the MCU. The end of this special sets that up. He's literally going to be in the next MCU project, Spider-Man Brand New Day, at the end of July, so we're almost there. But I hope after that, he's incorporated into more projects, and hopefully that ultimately leads to him maybe headlining a film or getting a new show, just like how Daredevil has Born Again. But overall, 2 thumbs up for me. It's probably my favorite of the special presentations. I would go this, and Werewolf by Night, and then probably Guardians Holiday, just because that's a bit sillier and I don't take that as seriously. But the special presentations from Marvel have all been winners in my book, so I hope we get more. Just make them longer. But that's my take on Punisher One Last Kill. Let me know your thoughts down below, and of course, hit that like button, subscribe to that notification bell, and be on the lookout for more videos coming very soon. But thank you guys, as always, for watching, and until next time, I'll see you guys later.